Science fiction and psychological narratives are a fantastic pairing, not only in anime, but in all mediums of storytelling. The former teaches us how to handle the present by enticing us with exaggerated alternate realities. The latter contextualizes the mind in our relentless pursuit to understand human nature. And born of these two genres, brilliant anime like Evangelion, Ghost in the Shell, and Steins Gate can soar. I think most of us are familiar with these three, so rather than recommending these obvious choices, I wanted to recommend three underwatched, highly experimental, and arguably profound sci-fi psychological anime I consider to be hidden gems. Ergo Proxy is easily one of my all-time favorite anime, and is something I believe deserves more recognition. Its unorthodox narrative and chilling dystopian setting pave way for one of the most fascinating and philosophically charged series out there. This is by far one of the most thought-provoking gems I've seen that really hits those checkmarks. From a diverse thematic exploration to dynamic characterization and dark color palette, Ergo Proxy really tiptoes you out of your comfort zone. Because this show prefers the transcendental and mysterious over concrete, it doesn't necessarily spoon-feed its audience. Rather, its complex nature and nuanced themes make this a highly interpretive work that'll keep you on your toes throughout. By the end, you'll be thinking obsessively as you pose and aim to answer stimulating questions on any number of topics, from identity to creation and even theology. If you really enjoy series like Evangelion and Ghost in the Shell, then this is a definite must-watch. Along similar lines, we have Serial Experiments Lain. Much like Eva and Ghost, this was an avant-garde pioneer of anime that came out of the 90s. Timid and introverted, our main character Lane secludes herself into the world of the Wired, the digital network that seemingly encroaches on reality. Through interpretive symbolism and disorienting presentation, it paints a chillingly frightening portrait of the digital landscape as it blurs the lines of the online and physical realms. Its painstakingly complex and existential nature is enough to bend anyone's mind, as it eerily prophesizes the social media world as it is now. Does a duality of existence manifest from our time spent online? To what degree is an oversaturation of information truly beneficial? How do we define God in the age of technology and digital communication? With relevant thought-provoking material and stunning visuals to boot, Lain is an absolute must-watch for any sci-fi or psychological fan. Before we get into today's final pick, I'd like to include an honorable mention, Hiberna Renme. Though not science fiction, Hiberna Renme is a psychological fantasy series known for its gentle nature and intriguing mystery. In a peculiar dreamlike town, angelic beings called the Hibernae are born with no memories of their past and are forbidden from leaving. The story follows their lives and relationships as they begin to mysteriously disappear one by one. The series focuses intensely on internal conflict of its characters with subtle, melancholic buildup that paves way for a worthwhile and provocative climax. I don't necessarily think this is a series for everyone, as it doesn't aim to shock or exhilarate, nor is it plot-driven or action-oriented. But with its lullaby-like music, soft art style, and beautiful symbolism, Hiberna Renme is unparalleled in gentility and introspection. If you can appreciate character-driven narratives rooted in thematic undertones such as grief or forgiveness, I would highly encourage giving this series a watch. This brings me to today's final anime recommendation, Technolize. A uniquely dark and grim show, Technolize is the ultimate cyberpunk champion of nihilism. Humanity has reached a standstill in evolution, and with little resources left, the rundown remnants of civilization awaken our most violent, innovative, and survivalist instincts. The characters are especially dynamic as they realistically embody the strengths and vulnerability of human nature. The dark atmospheric scenes, raw character expressions, and beautifully provocative symbolism pave way for a grimly thought-provoking exploration of humanity's depths. The show is certainly not easy viewing, as the pacing is slow and there's no one to hold your hand as you walk through the raw confusion and chaotic elements of the series. The morally gray behavior of its characters and rejection of textbook romanticisms are enough to make anyone uncomfortable, but for the mature and open-minded audience, this is the ultimate food for thought on raw characterization and what the decline of humanity could really look like. So guys, that's it for today's recommendation video. I'm really interested in hearing about your favorite sci-fi and psychological series, so be sure to comment those down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.